I always tell everybody, I don't go in there looking for the knockout. I go looking for the win. But if he get out of line, he's gonna be the next one down.
Terence Crawford, he has definitely gone under the radar. 4-weight world champion, 41-0, 31 knockouts. A southpaw who's got IQ and speed and craft. I think it's a fabulously interesting matchup.
Great fight. The reason I have so much confidence because I really believe that Bud Crawford doesn't fear Canelo Alvarez. A lot of his opponents.
Terence Crawford erupted at Canelo Alvarez during a fiery press conference, making it clear that his focus is always on winning inside the ring. However, he warned that if Canelo crosses the line or shows disrespect, things could get personal. Crawford's intense words reflected his determination and mental sharpness, leaving no doubt that he is fully prepared, both physically and psychologically, for the battle ahead.
You were there and stuff. You were. See, you were. I'm talking to. Let Ero. You were. Cause you keep to him out. You doing all that talking. That's how you doing all that talking. Oh. You can't say fall back. You can't come back. You don't talk. And you talking too much. Hey, this you like some attention. So right here. It's gonna be legendary. Female ass. Yeah, showing me this is legendary old school fight. Get out some attention. Put the camera on him because that's what he's doing. Showing out like a female. Let him finish, but go ahead, EJ. Yeah, all right.
Trainer Greg Hackett has been outspoken about Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo Alvarez, pointing to Crawford's fearless approach inside and outside the ring. Hackett argues that unlike many fighters who hesitate when facing a dominant figure like Canelo, Crawford never enters a fight with intimidation. He insists that Crawford's confidence is not arrogance, but the product of discipline, victories, and adaptability built over years. Hackett believes confidence is a fighter's most powerful weapon, and Crawford has it in abundance. To him, this isn't an uphill battle for Crawford, but another chance to show he thrives under pressure.
Canelo, yeah. They taking Crawford. You got people that was taking Crawford. They taking Canelo.
Yeah.
What do you make of it?
It should be that way because we talking about a great fight here. We talking about two great athletes. So when it's like this, it's better for the betting. You know what I mean? All the people that like to bet, it's better for them. You know what I mean? Because nobody knows where the money gonna land. The reason I have so much confidence in this fight, you know, thinking that it's gonna be a great fight. The reason I have so much confidence because I really believe that Bud Crawford doesn't fear Canelo Alvarez. A lot of his opponents in the past were nervous, scared from the beginning. I don't think Bud feel that way at all. I think we're gonna get a good rumble on our hands. You know what I mean? It's just gonna come down to the big question for Bud is, can he take the shot? You know what I'm saying? The question I think for Canelo is, does he get old? I say that for a reason. It's he got a lot of fights, bro. He got, I think he going on almost 70 fights. You know what I'm saying? Or he a little bit under 70. That's a lot of fights for current time. You know what I'm saying? And Bud got a lot of gas still left, but he's older as well. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to give him shit for not being able to take a shot, or not that he didn't take the shot, but getting buzzed with some shots at lower weight classes. So it's like, how can he handle himself at 168 pounds? But you have to understand the physical to understand how. You know what I mean? I'm not about to get into all of that, but you know what I mean? I do understand he will be a lot more sturdy at 68. I mean, if you smart, you've seen it at 47 versus Earl Spence. You know?
Respected commentator Adam Smith describes Crawford versus Canelo as a huge leap for Crawford, but one he can realistically win. He highlights Crawford's elite boxing IQ, his ability to adapt quickly, and his precision in exploiting weaknesses. Smith points to Crawford's speed as a key advantage, particularly against Canelo's defensive style that can leave openings. He predicts the fight could be decided on points, with Crawford's ability to outthink and outmaneuver Canelo over 12 rounds making the difference. For Smith, this clash has the potential to be one of the most thrilling contests in years, with both fighters pushed to their absolute limits.
September the 13th, it's billed as Fight of the Century. I do feel as though this one, for such an unbelievably good fight, the prospect of, it has gone under the radar a bit. We've spoken more about fights that are not even.
Remember Eubank Ben? How much you spoke about?
No, I love that fight.
Yeah, but compared to these two guys,
that's because we had it.
But that's in Britain. That's prime time here. It's the football casuals. I think the problem with this fight is it is just a fabulous boxing matchup and one with all sorts of curiosity between two superstars. The Ring Magazine's dedicated the entire magazine, but this is boxing. It's hardcore boxing. I think Canelo is known. I think Canelo, obviously the Mexican machismo that holds all the super middleweight titles, nearly 70-odd fights. He's been phenomenal. I think he's 35 now. But for Terence Crawford, he has definitely gone under the radar. 4-weight world champion, 41-0, 31 knockouts. A southpaw who's got IQ and speed and craft. I think it's a fabulously interesting matchup, the two of them, because you've got the big guy, the strong, super middleweight, really, really cultured, wonderful fighter in Canelo. But is he just slightly, ever so slightly, fine margins past his peak? And you've got Crawford, who needs this fight as his coming out party. The big news, it's on Netflix, so he'll get the attention. Can Crawford do it? It's a huge step again in weights. But I think he's got the speed, and I think he's got the know-how, I'm sure we'll talk about it more next week, to cause problems for Canelo. And I think that he could win it on points.
Ade Oladipo offers a more critical take, arguing that while the fight has generated massive attention, it lacks the natural intrigue of recent high-profile bouts, such as Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. He believes Crawford versus Canelo doesn't carry the same balance of suspense because of the size difference, with expectations leaning heavily toward Canelo. Unlike Usyk versus Dubois, which had contrasting styles and unpredictability, Oladipo feels this matchup is more a product of promotion than genuine competitiveness.
Like, it's been billed as the biggest fight of the century. Some are saying the biggest fight of all time. Let's calm down, people. Let's breathe a little bit. It's a big fight. But it doesn't quite feel like those things. It doesn't feel like the biggest fight of the century. Like, this doesn't feel like, and maybe because I work these events, so it's slightly different, but this doesn't feel like Usyk Fury, for example. It doesn't feel like that at all. That felt like, oh my God, this is gonna happen. Undisputed heavyweight title fight. Remember, this is an undisputed super middleweight title fight. Just feels a bit lacking of something. I can't believe that Max Kellerman is now part of this. And again, for nostalgia, we haven't got a Max Kellerman face-off. Like, how Canelo speaks great English now. How we haven't got that? Just to kind of give it a bit of spice, because Canelo, with his English, it's like he's only learnt the bad words. He does chat a lot of shit. So I almost feel like we should have done that. Maybe because it's on Netflix, it hasn't got a bit of a push from ESPN. Obviously, there's no DAZN stuff, obviously, because DAZN are not covering it. I feel like it's lacking something. Maybe because both of them don't trash talk either. Because when I think of the biggest fights of the last sort of 15, 20 years, you've always had one side of the fight, or one side is a big trash talker. In some instances, two. The biggest fights, again, Usyk Fury. Fury was happy to do all the trash talking. Sold it. Event went massive. Mayweather, Pacquiao. Mayweather is happy to do all that, right? Mayweather, McGregor, hence why that went just colossal, because you got two of the biggest trash talkers ever doing it. This time, Canelo ain't saying anything. Crawford ain't saying anything. Feels a bit flat. Feels a little bit flat.
Promoters, however, have worked tirelessly to present Crawford vs. Canelo as the fight of the century. With Netflix on board, the hype has reached unprecedented levels. Behind-the-scenes footage, exclusive interviews, and promotional documentaries have brought the fight into mainstream households beyond boxing's traditional fan base. This blend of sports and entertainment has elevated the event into a global spectacle, rivaling some of the biggest crossover moments in history.
I'm holding you to the standard you said. They're tagging this the fight of the century, colossal, super fight, Netflix, Dana White, right? So now we got to look at it. You can't tell me something. See, I'm not the type of person where you could pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. If that's you and you're gonna let somebody urinate on your leg and tell you it's raining, that's on you. But I don't do that. I'm a critical thinker, and I'm not just gonna listen to what you tell me and see if the facts don't support that, right? So if this is the fight of the century, let's look at it. boxing tickets, Canelo versus Crawford, right? Since August 29th, tickets listed, $2,566, dollar value, $7 million plus worth of tickets. Hey, bro, $7 million worth of tickets.
Veteran analyst Al Bernstein offers a candid assessment, noting that despite the heavy promotion, this wasn't the matchup hardcore fans were clamoring for. He explains that Crawford versus Canelo lacks the natural rivalry and storylines that make super fights organically compelling. Fans were more interested in Crawford facing rivals closer to his weight, or Canelo battling contenders at his own division. While the fight has commercial appeal, Bernstein suggests it feels more like a marketing creation than the result of fan demand.
To have these two level of fighters meet, where does this rank
I
at?
think it's one of those fights that, the interesting thing is, it wasn't as if every boxing fan said, boy, I can't wait to see Canelo fight Terence Crawford. In other words, it wasn't one of those fights, like there were more boxing fans that said, gee, I'd like to see Canelo fight David Benavidez. But having said that, I mean, among the hardcore boxing fans. Having said that, what they did, and this happens sometimes in boxing, they come up with a matchup that wasn't on everybody's mind, but kind of makes sense. And the proof is in the pudding. If you do one of those kind of matches and the interest is not there, you're going to find that out.
For sure.
In this case, obviously the interest was there because they've sold. I mean, I went online and looked at the the ticket sales and everything, and they've sold, looks like they've already sold 40,000 seats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
believe
not
they'll sell it out.
left in Allegiant Stadium. So that alone is an indicator. The amount of attention and coverage the fight has gotten, and this is one of those fights that will also have a good barometer as we get closer to the fight. How much is the mainstream sports media covering the fight?
Yeah.
You know, it used to be in the old days, big fights were covered all the time by the mainstream sports media, not so much in recent years. And so that's always a barometer of whether it, really is as big as we think. As far as the actual matchup is concerned, when it was originally announced, I thought they were going to have a hard sell in convincing people that Crawford could come up 2 weight classes and take on a 168-pounder because he already moved up